In this edition of Force on Force, we introduce you to PsyOps, psychological warfare, getting into the head of your opponent. This covert operation is all part of the plan for today's battle.
Enjoy your trip, boys! Boom!
This is Force on Force, a bracket-style tournament featuring the branches of our military head-to-head on the water. The site is Toledo Bend Reservoir on the Texas-Louisiana border. The commander for this operation is Lieutenant Colonel Cody Robertson. Each battle begins in the top, the Tactical Operations Center, set up lakeside, where Lieutenant Colonel Robertson delivers the rules of engagement for the day.
Yes! Yes! Air Force! You lose, Air Force! Yes! Yeah! 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 That's what I'm talking about! Yeah!
This year, the Force on Force crew is teaming up with a Soldier's Child Foundation. ASC takes care of the children of fallen soldiers. With birthday presents, summer camps, and college scholarships, a soldier's child sends a strong message to the families who sacrificed their parent. This nation cares. And this season, you'll meet 16 of these kids who will fish with the Force on Force anglers. Here are today's competitors. Army bass anglers Eric Bruss, 4 years in the Army with a deployment, and Ephraim Dekachia, with nearly 22 years and 3 Iraqi deployments, are joined by 10-year-old Michael Collins and 12-year-old Mason Price, both of Tennessee. Air Force bass anglers Gary Freeman and Earl Heppy have a combined 46 years service with an amazing 9 deployments each. Today, they fish with the brother-sister team of Shai Lynn and Logan Kasika of Texas.
The hardest part about you fishing with these Air Force guys is they get on the front of the boat and they yell, "I think I can fly. I think I can touch the sky." We roll call because we get to where we need to be.
Don't you guys have to do some PT before we go do this?
We're going to do PT. We're going to exercise our live well. How about you?
Oh, we're going to exercise real.
Yeah, lots of that. Repetitive.
All right, welcome to Force on Force. I'm Cody Robertson, your ground commander for this operation. I want to welcome you to 2015 Force on Force, and you're going to be fighting it out and duking it out to be the 2015 Force on Force Championship with the Soldier's Child Foundation. Oh! All right, with this said, each team is going to be equipped with 6 ardent rods and reels. You're gonna have to figure out how to work that out as a team for yourself out on the water. Does everybody understand that? Cool. All right, good deal. With that said, every team is also gonna be equipped with a combat basic load from Livingston Lures that has all the latest technology in EBS technology, which is electronic bait sounds. Everybody tracking. You're also gonna be equipped with Bassminder products. With the kids on the boat, this is an opportunity to teach them about line selection guides, lure selection guides, etc. So you'll be equipped with that. Everybody will also be protected by Dermatone skincare products for this operation, and each boat will be protected by BioBore fuel additives. With that said, here's the rules of engagement. Total number of fish. Every fish counts as long as it's a bass. Total weight wins the competition, and you'll move on to the next round of competition in the semifinals. Air Force, do you understand? Army, do you understand? All right, with that said, shake hands and let's fish.
Yeah, let's go.
May the best.
Honestly, I'm boys, man. Good luck. Good luck.
Be safe.
Sorry about that. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry.
Let's go.
It's all good. Well, you're fishing with the Air Force. It's all good.
You're gonna need it for the semifinals.
Air Force.
Here we go.
Y'all always have the best food.
Yeah, you do.
Do you like apples? Because you're going to zero. How you like them apples? Boom goes the dynamite.
It's not going so fast. Okay, everybody.
Here we go. Let's go. Kick some Army. Bye.
Because I'm all about that bass,
It's all about that bass.
No, it's not bass. You guys
all
are
about that
misunderstanding the song, I'm telling you. It's all about that bass, No walleye,
No northern pike.
no northern.
What are you talking about?
What?
You're not even thinking.
Remember this little antic from Team Army?
Cannot believe those guys put bananas in our boat.
Well, less than 10 minutes later, the psyops backfire.
Let's swing this in.
Yeah.
Drop. Line it.
There you go. This is probably going to be a little fish, like a .98. I don't believe in these guys, but we'll take it.
I would tell them that grief, when you're grieving, you don't need to be alone. Because when you are alone, it leads to more depression.
Force on Force is brought to you by Skeeter Boats, by Finn's Braided Line, the official braided line of Force on Force and service members everywhere, by Power Pole, by Valley Fashion, and by the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guard bass anglers. We are just minutes into this matchup between the Army and the Air Force. The Flyboys noticed sabotage, bananas in the boat, a noted bastion of bad luck for centuries.
Enjoy your trip, boys.
Months later, the Air Force caught the first fish of the tournament and shattered the myth. The military is all about the phrase, adapt and overcome. Each competitor here has lived it, especially the participants in a Soldier's Child Foundation. Each of these kids has lost a parent while serving in our military.
It's really important to me. They help me with a lot of problems, considering my dad, and they're just like a family to me.
I would tell them that grief, when you're grieving, you don't need to be alone. Because when you are alone, it leads to more depression. But when you're with somebody, when they feel the same experience, when they have gone through so much, and you can share that bond, it helps push the pain away, and you open up to these people and they become family.
For my definition, it's just one word: hope. Gives you hope.
It's a little perspective on this event, which is not your average fishing tournament.
No, it is not.
No, I've been
It is
fishing
not.
tournaments for a long time, both on the amateur and the pro level, and I can say that this was one of the most rewarding experiences of my fishing career.
Yes.
Here is your G2 Lake Report. One front recently blew through the area and another is headed in tomorrow. The temperature is starting in the upper 60s and will clear 70 before heading down to the mid-50s. Winds are fairly calm with gusts in open water at only 12 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is falling. The Air Force owns an early lead thanks to conquering the Mind Games challenge from the Army.
Well, we caught a fish though, but it doesn't help when your competitor throws fruit in your boat. Bananas are a fisherman's kryptonite, supposedly, but I don't believe that.
Bananas.
I believe that, hey, you know what, that's a source of potassium and it's good for you, and hey, that just gives us more energy to beat them.
Meanwhile, the Army is doing all it can to land fish number one. Here are some fishing tips certifiably one of a kind.
Where's that blackjack beef jerky?
Right in here.
Grab me some of that. I'm gonna show you some magic here. Okay?
Are you really gonna attach blackjack beef?
I'm telling you right now,
Here you go.
we're gonna do what
Are you
works.
really mine?
You gotta get the water right, okay? I was a saltwater pro before I was a freshwater pro, so we gotta get the water right. Okay? A little bit of salt,
I'm gonna hit.
a little bit of salt, right? Bam! We're in Louisiana. You gotta prep it, okay? Get your bait. It's up there.
Can I get some
Splash or
too?
two, just like that. Boom! Boom goes the dynamite. One more step. Blackjack beef jerky, brother. You're not gonna tell everybody this, are you? All right.
Oh no, it's not taking up. Never mind.
Go. One for you. One for me. You gotta get underneath too. That's the secret. You good? All right, all ready to fish. This thing will look like 6 pounds. Just ask those Air Force guys. That's an Air Force championship fish right there. Oh, Air Force.
There may be something to that mixture of Eric Bruss's water prep and taunting the Air Force with a minnow, because after that first fish, the Air Force is in a drought. Swings and misses and growing frustration. It took a little while, but that elaborate prep work from Team Army starts to work.
Got one. Got one, baby. Got one. There it is.
Bring him in.
I'm gonna swing him, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Ooh!
Yay! You got one. There, that's the monster. Got it. There we go.
In the pool?
Gotta give it a kiss.
Love you, buddy.
Probably the water
That was
hurt the
kind of
most.
scary.
There are a bunch,
We thought we
when
were
you're
gonna fly out.
jumping, some of the water goes up and then it flies back and it hits you really hard in the face.
Oh, yeah! Look at it, look at it.
more time, but I'm gonna do a different angle this time. Just kidding.
Force on Force is brought to you by BioBore, by Livingston Lures, by Blackjack Beef Jerky, the official snack of Force on Force, by All Seasons Feeders, and by Ardent, weapon tested and weapon approved. This is Force on Force, first round action between the Army and the Air Force. We're just over halfway through the 4-hour competition, and each team has only one fish. But the balance in this competition will shift back and forth over the remaining 2 hours. Army strikes first.
All right, ease it in, ease it in.
Feather.
All right. I think you guys caught the same fish. 1.45. 1.45. Give him a kiss. Gotta give him a kiss. Bam! Oh, yeah! Look at it, look at it.
One more time, but I'm gonna do a different angle this time.
No, I'm not doing that again.
All right. Boom! That's what I'm talking about.
I learned how to use a different type of reel.
Bait casting reel?
Yeah, because I usually use a spinning reel most of the time. I learned how to use that, and I learned how to use an Alabama rig.
There it is. Oh, get me the net, please. Please, net.
Got it. You watch out, you're stepping on it. Over here.
Got it. Thank you. Coming to you.
Woo!
2, and that one's
Jeez, he's big. How much?
152.
Woo woo, look at that.
Switch to a smaller tube that and change colors. Basically, it's the same color of tube, but this has a little bit of different flake in it. So, without the sun to reflect off the bait, they see a dark silhouette go through the water. They're not seeing anything flash. So, a lighter bait, you might get away with a white bait, but a lot of times a white bait, when it's real dark, it's not good. And so I go with a dark bait on a dark, overcast day, and basically just bounce it on the bottom, just like a crawfish.
After a dry spell, the Army takes off to what will be their last spot for the day. Upon arrival, it's time to make sure the troops are ready.
Well, you gotta have a war face then. Show me your war face.
Just like a crawfish. So, but it's a finesse. I mean, he hit that one time. And when he hit it, I set. So I was just in the right position to do it. If I had my rod up here, I'd had to reel down to him, and that he probably would have let it go. So these guys are just not being aggressive at all. So That bait ball was right out here, and it moves. I mean, it's just not going to stay in one spot. It's going to move, depending on how the fish are herding them.
Yep.
Because fish herd them. You just take them into an area they like, and then they stack them up.
Some small fish.
Got a fish?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a little bitty one.
That's
You know what?
okay.
We're gonna weigh him. Oh, there he is.
Yes. I like it when they do that in the boat.
Yep.
0.52.
Ooh, bigger than I thought.
You show them some love, and they come back and love you back.
I'm gonna go put that chapstick on now.
There you go.
That would be a great thing. Do you have that doing the film?
I think I do.
I have some in my pocket.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fish on.
I'm gonna take your spot.
Here. Straight.
Reel that thing in, Michael.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, brother.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, man.
Bring it in, there you go.
Force on Force is brought to you by Skeeter Boats, by Finn's Braided Line, the official braided line of Force on Force and service members everywhere, by Power Pole, by Valley Fashion, and by the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, and Coast Guard bass anglers. These are the final moments of first-round action between the Air Force bass anglers and the Army bass anglers. Team Army knows the contest is close and every ounce counts. This was a nice confidence boost at the end of the day.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fish on.
That's what they're slogan is.
I'm gonna take your spot.
Here, straight.
Reel that thing in, Michael.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, brother.
Bring it in.
Bring it in, man.
Bring it in, there you go. Bring it in. Swing it.
Swing it over here.
There you go.
Bam!
There you go. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
That is what I'm talking about.
Weigh them in. Yay.
Good job, man. Good job.
0.61. That's his fish.
Hold it up. Hold it up, Michael. Now you got to give it a kiss. Give it a little smoochy.
Give it a kiss.
Smoochy.
I did.
Yeah, way to go.
Come on,
You
we've
have to
all
do it.
kissed a fish before.
You have to do it.
Everybody's doing it. Come on, give it a kiss. Yeah!
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
what I'm talking about.
There you go.
We got to immediately sign that guy to a contract. Immediately. Make it go boom!
There you go.
Boom!
And with these cheers from a passing party barge, the Army heads back to the TOC to report to Lieutenant Colonel Robertson.
But there were 4 bananas in our boat, and I am not.
What?
Yeah.
Some bananas in your boat.
And I didn't look to see if
I don't know how that happened.
Well, it said Army on them.
It said Army. That's right.
Well, Army's a big organization.
Bye, boys.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when you got to throw bananas in someone's boat.
I don't know what you're talking about, bananas in a boat. You looked old and sickly. I thought maybe you needed some potassium.
You know bananas are bad luck.
Army and bananas.
You had that old sickly look to you, man, that I thought I would, you know.
All right.
Whoa.
All right, congratulations. You met the first objective. Everybody made it back on time.
Yeah.
Second
Cool.
objective, everybody made it back safe and sound. With that said, starting with the Air Force bass anglers, give me your top 3 bullets on how your day went.
Well, we started off going to a point that we went on Thursday. We had fish on Thursday. There was a bass boat in our spot, but it wasn't one of our guys. We bypassed that spot, started in a different spot, picked the fish up, found bananas. And
Bananas?
Yeah, bananas, but you know, hey, that's okay. And but we ended up picking up 3 fish, and the kids had fun. I believe that. Did y'all have fun today?
Yeah, but they ain't gonna have fun.
They cheat.
How do we cheat?
Bananas ain't
You
cheating.
got allegations in the tent. Everybody control themselves. All right. All right. So total number of fish.
3 fish.
3 fish. Total weight.
2 pounds, 0.65.
All right.
Cool.
So we had
Cool.
fish. Army bass anglers, give us your top 3 bullets. You've already been accused of cheating, but tell us
Look.
about your day.
Look, bananas in the boat, I don't know how they got there. Like I said, you look a little old and sickly. Here's the deal. We went out, we've been on pretty decent fish the last 2 days. The weather kind of moved in. We struggled for a little bit. We had to make some adjustments to what we were normally doing in the location, and we moved a little deep, we moved a little shallow, and we were able to kind of zone in on the fish. We ended up with 3 fish. Each one of our guys caught fish.
Outstanding.
And they had a blast.
You guys have a good day?
Except for this guy.
Right. But it was still an honor to fish with you.
It was an honor to fish with them. They did really well. By the time it was all said and done with, we had Mason here casting an Alabama rig like he's been doing it
like a pro. Right. We lost only 1 earlobe, but it'll grow back. Anyways, we ended up with three fish at 3.55 pounds.
3.55. So
best we could do.
Like we just squeaked out a win for Army.
Squeaked out? That's over a pound.
That's a good win right there.
That said, Army Bass Anglers, congratulations. Won the Air Force Bass Anglers Combat equipment.
What?
And now you guys shake hands and get out of the dock.
Good job.
Well done.
Good job.
Yeah, you guys really.
Good job, guys. Good job. Thanks for showing them a good time, guys.
Congratulations. Good job.
Excellent.
Hey.
So the Army advances past the Air Force to advance to the semifinals. It was a close contest, decided by less than a pound. Had it been a tie, Lieutenant Colonel Robertson is known to break ties with some aggressive PT. Had it come to that, Team Air Force is convinced they would have triumphed.
If we would have done it in push-ups like one of the other teams did, she would have kicked all the guys' butts. She can do like 150 push-ups in a minute. You can ask her. In Texas, she's like #1 push-up person on her team. And this is out of a bunch of like super muscular guys on our PT team. It's hysterical.
Accommodations for Force on Force are provided by Cypress Bend Resort. If you want great fishing, great golf, and great accommodations, check out Cypress Bend in Many, Louisiana, right on Toledo Bend Reservoir. It is the host site for Force on Force.